Now, I know that this was like 7 months ago and everything, but, I just want to have my personal take in on this. I smell shit. That's what I smell through this whole entire story. I understand that R. Kelly, he has done a whole lot in the media as far as all these allegations and things of that and messing with minors and things. But I really definitely into this story right here. I feel bad for the young lady. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I sympathize with her, but at the same time, I feel as though you put your own self in this situation, considering that I'm quite sure your parents and yourself knew what was going on with R. Kelly as far as these numerous allegations that's been going around for years about him messing with minors. So I feel like, why would you even put yourself in a predicament to where you one of his victims? I'm gonna let y'all listen to this clip, and then y'all tell me what y'all personal take is on it. And I'm going to speak a little bit more on it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear what others think too. But I really, in this story right here, honestly, I smell shit.
For allegedly failing to disclose a sexually transmitted disease. She also accuses him of sexual battery. Kelly is one of the most successful R&B singers of all time. His multiple chart-topping hits include Bump and Grind and I Believe I Can Fly. And he's no stranger to controversy. After a series of sexual misconduct allegations by former girlfriends, several music streaming services, including Spotify and Apple, removed Kelly's songs from their featured playlists. A growing protest movement online is called Mute R.Kelly. Jerika Duncan spoke to the 20-year-old who is suing Kelly. Jerika, good morning.
Good morning. This woman, Faith Rogers, says that she was in a relationship with R.Kelly when she was 19 for nearly a year before leaving. During that time, she says Kelly instructed her to call him daddy and would lock her up for hours at a time. Rogers says he even introduced her to one of the 5 women Kelly allegedly said he was raising.
He was like, here's my number, take it, text me a picture of you so I know it's you with your name.
20-year-old Faith Rogers says in March of last year, she met R.Kelly in San Antonio at a party after his concert.
He was older than me, and that was a red flag,
Did you look at him as a 50-year-old man at the time?
Not at all. Even being around him, he doesn't act his age. And you feel like I'm chilling with somebody I went to high school with.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
After 2 months of phone calls, texting, and FaceTiming, she says R. Kelly flew her to New York to attend one of his shows and even paid for her hotel. The morning after the performance, she says Kelly visited her room.
He turns on all the lights and he's like, take off your clothes. And he says it, with authority in his voice, not just, he's demanding me to do this. And I didn't take off my clothes because why would I? Just wasn't ready. Sex isn't something, I'm ready for it.
According to Rogers, she ultimately submitted to having sex and alleges Kelly recorded it on his iPad without her consent. Did you want to have sex with him?
No. He has this type of intimidation right off the bat, So I was just waiting for it to be over.
What happens after that? What sort of conversation did you guys have?
He comes over and he starts rubbing the side of my face. And he asked me how old I was. And I told him. And he's like, if you're really, 16, that you can tell daddy, right? And he was like, you just look about 14, 15, or 16.
Rogers, who was 19 at the time, is suing R. Kelly for sexual battery and willfully, deliberately, and maliciously infecting her with herpes. And she claims Kelly mentally, sexually, and verbally abused her. She believes the now 51-year-old Kelly pursues teenage or underage girls and lures them into engaging in sex acts. In April, she filed a criminal complaint with the Dallas Police Department and says under their advisement, she recorded a phone call with Kelly, hoping he would admit to knowingly giving her an STD.
But what about my situation?
I don't know about no situation. I don't never talk about nothing to nobody on phone. I don't do that. I don't care what the situation is.
Rogers claims Kelly also routinely locked her in a van.
The first time I was left in the car for a total of 8 hours that night. And the child lock was on the car.
I'm that star up in the sky.
Rogers believes Kelly was priming her to join a group of women she says he lives and travels with.
He goes on to tell me that he raises 5 women. Some of them have been with him for 15 years, and he basically was trying to make it seem like it was a family thing. He described these women as being his family. Then he goes on to tell me, you know what, I love you because you remind me of them.
She claims she had a brief conversation with at least one of those women, Joycelyn Savage.
My daughter's severely brainwashed.
In July of 2017, Savage's parents held a news conference asking authorities to remove their daughter from Kelly's home.
So we just want him to release her and let her go on with her life.
They believe Savage and several other girls were being controlled by Kelly and forced to perform sex acts as part of a cult. But Savage denied those claims to TMZ.
I'm in a happy place with my life, and I'm not being brainwashed.
For decades, there have been questions concerning R.Kelly and his relationship with underage girls. In 2008, he was acquitted on child pornography charges. Prosecutors alleged he made a sex tape with a girl around 14 years old. A 2017 BuzzFeed investigation describes 3 women who say they were sexually abused by Kelly and were part of a sex cult. Kelly has long denied these allegations. A social media campaign to mute R. Kelly led to promoters canceling a concert in Kelly's hometown of Chicago last month. He reacted on Twitter.
I've never heard of a show being canceled because of rumors. I hope you guys, don't put that on me.
Despite nationwide protests at shows, the 3-time Grammy winner is still performing. As for Rogers, she hopes by coming forward, she can help put an end to Kelly's long history of alleged abuse. What was it about him that kept you going back?
It's not like all the time he was just, this devious person. There's been times where he's, crying and he's telling me, about his children, about his ex-wife, comparing himself to Michael Jackson and how, how the media destroyed him, and he felt like that's what was going on in his life.
Why file the lawsuit?
I want it for girls like me who are going to run into him in the future, and he's going to do the exact same thing. But it could get worse, I chose to walk away. What about the ones who don't walk away?
We reached out to R. Kelly's representatives, and they told us they have no comment on Rogers' allegations or the new lawsuit. In a Washington Post article in April, a representative for Kelly said the singer categorically denies all claims and allegations. Rogers says she is not looking for a settlement, and her lawyers say they will be seeking a jury trial. This, I think, is just so surprising for people who've been following his career and everything surrounding these allegations for years. To hear that this girl was 19 at the time R. Kelly was 50.
Yeah. As you point out, these are not new allegations about him. These stories about him have been going on for years, starting with the marriage to Aaliyah when she was 15. And of course, she's no longer with us. But maybe in this time that we're living in now, Jerika, maybe people will hear it differently and pay attention to it in a way that they never have, because it's very creepy and disturbing.
Well, and also, particularly with the sexually transmitted disease, exactly. If this goes to trial, discovery, they will talk to his doctors. Right. That should be knowable.
I didn't know that's against the law. It's against the law to
knowingly give somebody. This is an STD she's going to live with for the rest of her life.
Yeah, very, very disturbing story. Thank you. But I'm glad she's...
So as I said, I was going to get my personal take in onto the situation. I just feel like, in my eyes, I am very compassionate, and I do understand the young lady or whatever, but I felt as if you put your own self in that situation. First of all, you already knew the man was older than you. So why would you even go to have him fly you out anywhere to anybody's hotel? You see what I'm saying? You put your own self into this situation, sweetheart. Like, what did you think you was going to get out of kicking it with R. Kelly? But other than what you going through right now. Like, so whoever put you up today, your family members, because I'm quite sure that they all behind this, because I smell shit. I'm just saying, I smell shit. You knew how old R. Kelly was at the time. You knew how old your ass was. So why would you put yourself in a situation to where he could give you herpes? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he gave you herpes or whatever the case or the scenario is. Why would you even do that? Why would you do that? Why? Why? What was your purpose of trying to kick it with an older man? He was older, but, I knew that was a red flag. Okay, if you knew it was such a red flag, then why was you texting this man, FaceTiming this man? You knew what you was getting yourself into, sweetheart. So don't cry wolf now. Don't play victim. Please don't. Don't play victim because you knew what you were doing. So it could be a lawsuit against him so you can get some damn money. Now anybody do anything for some money. All this clout chasing folks be doing and all of that type of stuff or whatever. I'm not saying this is her case and her scenario, but in some sense it is. Because you knew what you were getting yourself into when you was fucking with R.Kelly. You knew exactly what the fuck you were doing. So this can be right here. You can get on talk shows, speak your mind, speak your piece, and you know what I'm saying, continue to add on to the fuel of the flames that's already behind R. Kelly anyway. We all know he's a pedophile. We all know that he slept with Aaliyah. We all know that he married Aaliyah at the age of 15 years old. You understand what I'm saying? He always had some type of infatuation with younger women. This has been going on for a very long time. This is not the first storyline. This will not be the last storyline. But I do feel in my heart, and this is just my personal opinion, that you put your own self in that situation. You didn't have to go like that. First off, when this man, like, just meeting him after the show, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, R. Kelly, hey, get an autograph and go about your business. Because anything else extra, you already know what's coming with it. You already knew he wanted sex from you, sweetheart. Come on, now I need for these young women to stop playing dumb. You knew what you were doing. And your parents and whoever else was behind it, y'all know exactly what y'all doing, sweetheart. Now you want to take him to court, lawsuits, all this and that. But you knew what you were doing. You even said it yourself. Oh, he was older. That's a red flag. Oh, now it's a red flag. Now it's a red flag because you got herpes. It's a red flag now, but you knew exactly what you was doing, honey, because ain't no man gonna fly your ass out there to go see his show and get you a hotel room and y'all ain't about to fuck. Come on now. Stop playing dumb. Stop acting dumb. Real talk. And whoever behind this shit, this is just my opinion to it. I'm sorry, everybody entitled to one. But I feel like you put your own self in that situation, sweetheart. You did. Because it didn't have to go that way. Meeting R. Kelly, getting an autograph from him, that's cool. It should have stopped there. Because anything else after that, you already knew what it was. What's y'all take on it? Let me know.